On Monday morning, President Donald Trump announced his intention to nominate Alex Azar for the role of Secretary of the Department of Health and Human Services. It was, in many ways, a predictable choice. Azar has prior experience in government, having served in HHS under George W. Bush. He is a major pharmaceutical executive, continuing the current administration's inclination to place private business officials in departments that oversee their industry. But beyond that, Azar is a man. And if there is one trend that has defined this current president's staffing decisions, it has been his proclivity to turn to men when filling out key posts. Since he assumed office, Donald Trump has sent 480 nominations to the U.S. Senate for positions in the judicial branch and executive branches. Of those, the Daily Beast found 387 were men, constituting just over 80 of all of Trump's nominees. The trend goes across government, though it is truly accentuated in certain fields. For example, Trump has nominated 282 men for high-ranking cabinet positions compared to 77 women. He has nominated 55 men for tax, armed forces, veterans claims, district, appellate, and Supreme Court judgeships compared to 13 women. And he has nominated 50 men to U.S. attorney posts compared to just 3 women. Numerous executive branch departments have not had a single woman nominated to the ranks. Though some of them have only a handful of confirmable positions, others like the Department of Agriculture and the Department of Energy have had 7 nominees respectively to date. All of those nominees were men. A request for comment from the White House was not returned. Since the dawn of the American political experiment, men have played a truly outsized role. But progress has been made towards gender equality in recent years, albeit with a long way still to go. The current Congress has 21 female senators, which is one more than the previous all-time high. Of the 535 House members, 105 are women. It is harder to measure movement in the executive branch, in part because it is spread out so widely. Trump has notably elevated women to critical posts inside his administration. His communications shop, for example, is run by women. And this came after a female campaign manager, current senior counselor Kellyanne Conway, spearheaded his surprising electoral victory. But on the whole, his White House has taken a step back in terms of gender balance. Whereas 80.8% of Trump's judicial nominees have been men, that figure was 57.9% during Barack Obama's presidency. 147 female judicial nominees to 202 male judicial nominees. A report from the Center for American Women and Politics, indeed, found that Trump has given the fewest percentage of top-level nominations to women in almost 50 years. The last president with a lower ratio was Carter in 1977. Trump has long been criticized as a chauvinist in his personal life. And in response to accusations of, among other things, UAL harassment and ism, he and his allies have noted that his business empire has helped launch the career of numerous female executives. They continued to push this argument during Trump's presidency too. But the numbers tell a highly different story. One reason for the gender disparity could simply be an unwillingness for Trump to bring in people outside his usual circle, according to Debbie Walsh, director of the Center for American Women and Politics. You are now subscribed to the Daily Digest and Cheat Sheet. We will not share your email with anyone for any reason. It's not that there aren't women out there perfectly qualified to serve. On the Republican side, Walsh told the Daily Beast, but HES continuing to pull from the world, HES most connected to and not reaching outside the world. Diversity in presidential nominations only occurs when the administration makes it a priority, said Walsh, and Trump's cabinet shows what happens when it's neglected. There are plenty of women who could fill these positions but HES not appointing them, she told the Daily Beast. And we're all losing out when that happens. Government suffers, the process suffers, and the outcome might not be as good without that healthy debate and discussion.